Hi guys, and welcome to Marie's Acrylic and Gel Nails. As promised, I'm going to take this off. I will probably pause. I am trying from a top view today, so let's see how that goes. I'm not going to spend too much time with filing because there is a gel underlay underneath. A very fine one. I'm going to get my buffer block and give it a fine sand just so I can be 100% sure that I'm happy with the removal. Using a hard manicure brush. Normally I use a softer one for the gels, but because I'm going to go with acrylic, so if I put my nail up closer you can see there's no hard gel left on the nail. So I've got 4 more to go, so I will go and do those quickly, and I'll meet you back when I'm done, and I'll go through my prep work on how I would do a acrylic overlay. Okay, so I'll meet you back. I'm going to do a an acrylic overlay on this hand. This hand I will remove the smile line on this and show you how to cut into it on my next tutorial, and I'll put gel on this and I'll keep it as a French, and we're just going to overlay this hand. So now everything's filed off. I'll just move my stuff out of the way. It's now time to start prepping the nails. So I'm going to get my Nail Pure Plus, which is a nail dehydrator, plus it puts down a protective layer on the nail. And I do like to wipe underneath with it too, because it tends to, see that yellow? That's not dirt, that's actually going to be really horrible here and tell you it's nicotine, but because I can do the same thing on my skin, it really does though remove it. So using the other side, I'm just going to finish wiping down all 5 nails and get a clean cotton pad after being gross. See how well that nail's cleaned up underneath, which is what I want for my overlay, because I do this to a customer as well, because they might want a clear, not coloured, for the video. I'm going to do coloured. So now I've done all 5 nails with my Nail Pure Plus, I am going to get my Nail Pure, and I am going, okay, there's a little bit more there than what I thought. I did this earlier today, so it goes to show my mind has been everywhere else but the video. So I'm just going to grab my Nail Pure Plus, even though I've already gone through all of that. What I'm going to do is wipe my nail off. It'll remove and distort that primer now, but I need to get all that off, and go again. Okay, so see that nice chalky white. I'm not going to put any of my nailed it on because I don't really need it, but I was just showing you guys, for people who are lifters, I've got, for my gel, I've got a nail dehydrator. I use the nailed it on both, to tell the truth. I don't like anodizing the balance bond. The only thing I do like the balance bond for is their gel polishes. So they're all been primed. I've got my NSI Attraction liquid. So I just put it over here. My brush is an 8 and it's an NSI Kolinsky brush. And I'm going to use this Plum. So that's the colour, pretty. And I'm going to use the Amethyst. And it's a glitter, very pretty. So I like to work with my primer wet. I don't like it to dry totally out like they've gone chalky white. I'm going to get a small bead of acrylic, of clear acrylic, and I'm going to work that down. It wasn't small, but it was medium. My natural nail, going to make sure it's nice and flush at the cuticle, and make sure the whole nail has a clear coat. Right, so now we get on to nail number 2. I'm going to take about that size ball, just at the cuticle here. I'm going to push it down. I'm going to angle my nail down. Sorry if you can't see properly. Drawing, it's a bit awkward with the way I've got my camera set up. So it is above me. It's hard to, I'm basically seeing the monitor side on. So as you can see, I'm just letting that flow out. It's heated up a bit up here. So my acrylic setting finally, yay! But the most important thing with an overlay on natural long nails, and that's what you want to do. Basically, the tips were designed that it gives you an instant long nail effect, while the customer's natural nails grew out underneath. So they grew out their tips, and then we get to come along and do what I'm doing to these nails and just overlay. And that's why I chose to do my overlay because normally whether it's acrylic or gel, my normal thing is I normally use like a French pink that highlights the nail bed. Make sure that you cap your tip and give it strength. But yeah, my normal thing is that I do a pretty French pink or something underneath, and then that way you can paint them. But if the client isn't having gel polish and they're having a nail polish, they can wear their nails natural. They're not stuck with this for 2 weeks. And then I would charge a lot more. Oops. The other thing too that's good about this, I've got really nice C-curves to my nails, but if you wanted a more severe one, I can come in with my pinchers and I can pinch the nail bed. Even though it's my natural nail, I can pinch it, and I've got a, oops, sorry, it's not working. I've got a deeper curve now, so that one's still fairly soft. Same with this one. I can come in and just give this one a nice tight pinch. And that's just going to overemphasize the C-curve on my nail. This one, and come back. This is a day of bungles for me, really is. Okay, so I'll get this one and I'll do it to this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a medium-sized ball and put it here in zone 3, and I'm going to press it down lightly down sorry, I'm just pressing down around my cuticle, or down the base of my cuticle, making sure it's nice and flush. I'm just going to have it as a feature nail. So I've got it that way. So now I'm going to get my purple, and I'm going to put it here at the base. And you can see this is a really wet ball of the purple. I don't want it as opaque. Actually want it a bit lighter, but I'm going to reverse what I've been doing. I'll let that set up a little bit. Before I clear coat it. If I can stop touching it. Tell you. So I'm just, so there are three, well there's four all filed and buffed. This one I've already pre-glazed and go. This one I did all purple. So I'm just, and I want you to notice, you can see my natural nail. Can you see that these nails, it's an overlay. You don't want them thick. Someone's watching TV, they've just turned it on, sorry about that, but you don't want them fixed. Like I said, I didn't pinch these three nails. I'm lucky, I really get nice, like this one's always over exaggerated, but I always get that nice natural curve to my nails, whereas you saw me pinch these two. Sorry, it's just a little bit high. Just around this cuticle. That's better. Okay, so I get my buffing box. My nail a really good buff sand. Make sure I get as much of those fine I'm going to give it a really good buff now with my buffing side of my 180-240 buffer. Okay, I'm good. How pretty are they? Okay, so for our final applications, this is Anasai Glaze and Go. That'd be right. Even though I've already had glaze and goed my thumb, I must have hit it at some point with the file. Cut those free edges. If I was going to put any embellishments on, I would have done them before I top coated, but I'm not going to. I've really only done these so people can see and I can do my point about overlays on natural nails. Now look at this, ladies. I'm going to glaze and glow on top of this acrylic that I did encapsulate and clear acrylic that I've filed with a buffer, and that there are no scratches in that nail surface at all. So my recommendation is, if you can afford it, get your hands on better pigment to the coloured acrylic. That's just going in my... And I hope you enjoyed the overlay. And look, they're not thick, but they are. I can't press them in. They are super, super strong. So if you were someone who suffered from really weak nails but had them even at this length after taking the tips off, don't go and re-tip them, ladies. You know, now I'm back wearing it, selling it, or doing it for a living, just putting some cuticle oil on. I have to wear my product, so I normally just wear the gel because I really do like to promote, yeah, I'll put a tip on you, and when the tip grows out or to a length that it's your natural nail and you're happy, let's turn around and put an overlay on. And people, nail technicians, I find the nail beds bars don't like to do it because there's no money in it, because there's less money, there's less stuff being used. And whereas, you know, every 2 weeks I have customers coming in having overlays. I charge them extra for gel polish, but it's a regular income every 2 weeks. And they're more likely to come back every 2 weeks and have an overlay done on their own nails because they're proud they're their nails, than what they are to come back and have fills on artificial nails. So give people something to work for. But until next time, guys, I hope you liked the tutorial.